Hello, I'm Robbie Fowler and you're watching Redmen TV.
Like, then we'll rewind back a bit and go back to the starting 11 for the game, because Brendan Rodgers made a massive call in a massive game, and he's dropped Simon Mignolet, which we now know is for an indefinite period, and brought our backup goalie in Brad Jones, who for me is worse than our number one goalkeeper. But for me, it's a hard one now, because I don't know where Simon Mignolet goes from here, because he was brought in 2 seasons ago to be the answer to the goalkeeping problems and to be Liverpool's number one, and he had a good half of his first season, and since then for me he's gone downhill, and he's not a keeper who can command his area. At first he was a brilliant shot stopper, and now even that seems to be waning a bit and stuff, and for me I just don't know where Mignolet goes from here. And what's your opinion on it, where he goes?
I thought when we brought Mignolet in, he was a beast. That was the Stoke game, and it was amazing. But the way he stood up to the penalty take, he just almost knew Walters would have to absolutely hammer this home to score. And I thought since then we've got a real beast of a keeper. We've got someone that's going to take control, which at times Rainey didn't do every now and then. So he's gone downhill massively fast. Yeah. I didn't argue with the sign when we first got him. I was like, yeah, had a great season last year. But now look at him, he's got no confidence. The defence haven't got any confidence in him. Brad Jones falling asleep against Crystal Palace, what's all that about? You know what I mean? So like, it doesn't, between the two of them, you know, I think we should be knocking about the city trying to find the next 6'9" kid that we can train up for the next 10 years, or the next 5 years, because you know, we need a powerful, dominant keeper like some of the other goalies in the league. And between the two of them, you know, it doesn't matter to me which one of them plays. There's probably a mistake in them every other game anyhow, so that's how I kind of see it.
And Peter, what's your stance on Mignolet, mate? Do you think you see him coming back into the side and improving, because he's had a bit of a wake-up call?
Yeah, he's took the heat off him, hasn't he? Because he's been underperforming for the past, 10 games or whatever. Yeah. He's took him out the limelight, take a back seat and see how Jones is doing. But he will come back into the team.
Yeah,
definitely. Possibly early January. I'd say.
Much, yeah. Do you think
I'd say so.
Yeah. If any of the lads who obviously subscribers to the Redmen TV show watch any of the shows this week, you'll have seen Paul come out with a quote that it's kind of the heart, absence makes the heart grow fonder, and it's almost as Brendan Rodgers, is he doing it to let the fans know, like, you might be moaning about Mignolet at the minute, but this is what we've got to come in, and this is how bad it can be. Do you think it's a kind of a reverse psychology thing?
Well, it could be. Mr. John Henry, I wanted to buy a goalkeeper in the summer, and between myself and the transfer committee, we didn't get it. Because, we've seen James Pearce come up this week and make big comments saying that he wanted a keeper, he didn't get a keeper. So, obviously, there's some different issues there we could talk about, but the fact is, it's clear Rodgers wanted a stronger keeper to go with him. I don't think this is a case of happens made the heart grows fonder, because if we don't buy another keeper, Mignolet will be back. So really, he could just be sitting there legs up thinking, I'm getting back in this team, just waiting when. He's getting paid, he's still in the squad every week.
Yeah.
I think he's doing it to show that we need a new keeper, and he was right to begin with in the summer to want one.
And yeah, again, anyone who watches the Redmen TV regularly will have seen me on the shows hammering the whole goalkeeping situation at the minute. The first choice, the backup. John Atterberg has had the absolute hammering off me the last few months, because I don't understand what he does for the club. I don't understand what he brings. So for me, it'd be a complete and utter goalkeeping change. And anyone who's watching this on the YouTube clipper who's not a subscriber, go and do it now. Why aren't you already there? £2 a month. Go and do it. Do it now. Anyway, Peter, Brad Jones, is he a good enough backup for you?
I was impressed by his Superman impression. When he went totally the wrong way and the ball goes this way, and then the second goal, he's not even in his goal.
He's completely diving at shots.
The last one, the Van Persie goal, he's over there, and Van Persie's got an empty. But
I think he's laughing at Lovren, isn't he, when it happened? I think so. I don't know. It's the only thing I can think of.
Do you think? What about for you? Do you think Jones is a good enough backup keeper?
No, it's difficult. Do you have a backup keeper to compete, or do you have a backup keeper as a backup keeper? It's the age-old argument, isn't it?
You'd want your backup keeper to be pushing your first-choice keeper.
Arguably,
yeah. Definitely.
I think there's a young lad in the reserves that we got from Wrexham, Ward. He could push Jones for his backup place. Who can then push on to Mignolet.
But it doesn't seem to be the case. They never seem to. There was that. What was it? Peter
Galaxy.
Yeah, he seemed to be doing really well.
Big lad.
He's a big lad. He was in the squad. He was training on the pitch all the time. If you get to go to the game a lot, and never got a chance. I think it's like you say about John Atterberg. what is he being told, or what is Rodgers telling him to? You know, it's who knows what's being said, but something's wrong.
So Manchester United away, it's the first game any fan looks for in any fixture list during any season. So do you think Brendan Rodgers is justified in making a change in such a big game?
It's a difficult one. I wasn't really bothered by it, to be honest. I was looking further up the pitch, and I think it didn't really affect the outcome of the result, and I didn't think it would at that moment. I was probably more worried about this week, playing against Arsenal, who's going to be tough. It's going to be a quick game, and also Bournemouth, because they play a fast style of football on a small pitch. I thought he was going to get peppered, but away at United, I kind of knew it was going to be breakaways and going to be half chance that they'd take. I didn't think it was going to affect Mignolet, so no, but long term, yes. Okay,
then moving forward, we all know in January that we have to sign a goalkeeper. Brendan Rodgers, by dropping Mignolet, has made it clear that there's no confidence in Mignolet anymore from himself. So moving into the transfer market, Peter, who would you like us to sign, and who do you think's available for us to sign?
I'd like to sign Begovic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He'd be my first choice. I know there's been talk of Peter Cech coming, but I think Jordan Chelsea in the semi-finals put paid to that one.
Yeah.
Could have got him on loan apparently, but that's just could possibly just be paper talk. But Begovic for me, he's I don't know, probably 10-12 million. He's worth spending that.
And Sam, same question.
We've got issue with him, hasn't he? There's all these rumours that he was not far off coming to us when we signed Mignolet. So I'm with you, mate. I've been calling for him. He's been the goalkeeper that I've been shouting for on Twitter. So yeah, I couldn't agree more.
For me, Begovic he's a good goalkeeper, but I just think he's along the same lines as Mignolet. I think he's a good shot stopper, but I don't think he's the commanding goalkeeper that we need at the minute. We need someone who's going to come in and take charge of the penalty area, a la Petr Cech, and it's a good point that you make that drawing him in the cup's probably going to dampen any chances we got of signing him. But for me, for the price we're going to get him at coming to the end of a contract, I think it's a no-brainer that we should push Chelsea to try and bring Petr Cech in.
We could get him after them games. It's early January, isn't it? I mean, there's still half a month left, so I mean, Liverpool could even do a deal where we say, look, we'll wait until we play it. I think I'd quite happily take that right now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Mignolet in those games, sign Cech. I mean,
Petr Cech's a goalkeeper who's sitting on the bench for Chelsea at the moment. Is still one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So I think Petr Cech would take it in a heartbeat, because it's a chance to be playing football again, and I just think it suits. It's the match. The move suits both parties. Yeah. I think he's exactly what we need, and we're exactly what he needs to be playing football again. And final question, you touched on it a little bit earlier on. Do you see Mignolet coming back in any time soon, or is this going to be a long, indefinite period?
I think, like I said, mid-January. I think you'll probably see Mignolet coming back into the team. I think Jones was here for the next few weeks, definitely. I don't know, who do we play New Year's Day?
We've got Leicester City. I think Jones will still be in goal for them.
Really? Yeah.
And yourself?
See, I actually think we might see him on Sunday. I think after that.
I think so.
Well, I guess we'll get into it in just a second. I'm thinking, but that poor effort, the one good save he's got to make on Wednesday, it's not enough, and I think it's a big game, and it might take a shot stopper to win us the game against Arsenal, or pull us a really good point out of the blue. So, I would say sooner rather than later. But I see your point.
I think I'm with Sam there. I think we'll see Simon Mignolet come back in on Sunday, just because of the Bournemouth game, which we're going to talk about now, because it weren't only their goal, which where he looked sceptical. There was a few other chances where he's ran into his goal off a cross and stuff, and I think Brendan Rodgers is going to know how big a game it is, and he's made this point now, and maybe it's the kick up the arse Mignolet needs. Let's hope so.
They're the most bipolar supporter groups I've ever seen in my life, but it shows you what their season's been like. And again, if we can just get in and get them upset in the first 20 minutes of that match, they're confident. I think their confidence will go, because they're a team that isn't flying at the minute. They're very inconsistent, much like us, slightly more consistent than we've been, as evidenced by the fact that they're in the 16 in the Champions League and the 5 points ahead of us in the table. But I think they're mentally frail if we get in.
Do you know what I want to see at the end of this game? I want to see Claude doing a rant and not losing his shit.